Then there is the imperialism of India. That's a very important chapter in Hindu life. A lot of Hindus still have a bad feeling about that. There's even some hatred and distrust because of that. But what was it? The spread of Islam in India was not really a religious move. It was a political move, a move for power. The first conqueror of what is now known as Afghanistan and Pakistan is called Sabuk Tajin. Sabuk Tajin, who lived in the 10th century, just 1,000 years ago, he invaded those two parts of India and founded the Ghaznavid Empire and dynasty. He gave the throne to his younger son Ishmael because his two other sons, Mahmud and Nur-ud-Din Yusuf, were born of a slave. And what happens is the following. Mahmud, the son of the slave woman with Sabuk Tajin, marched onto Ghazna and seized the throne by capturing Ishmael. And Mahmud became the first sultan. Now, the ransacking of holy places in India were done by these dynasties, and it went on for a few centuries. But first and foremost, you should understand that even that particular spread of Islam wasn't for Islam. It was for politics. It was just in the line of any other conqueror like Alexander, for example, who also tried to invade India. An example of modern history is imperialism. Can be found in England. A few hundred years ago, the Church of England separated from the Vatican in 1534, to be precise. And that was so because King Henry VIII desired to marry Anne Boleyn and annulling his earlier marriage to Catherine of Aragon. And the Pope did not agree. So that particular religious movement came into being as a separate entity, totally distinct from the Roman Catholic Vatican order. Of course, after a while they combined powers again, but what is important here is the Church of England is considered the mother church of the Anglican Communion. Now, the Anglican Communion is the third largest communion in the world, after the Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox churches. As you know, England had the British Empire, and imperialism has, in this history of just a few hundred years, seen a quarter of the world being ruled by the English. Now, if you want, you can say it was the Christian denomination of the Church of England that did the conquest and the spreading of Christianity. Or you can just say it was a political movement. That they were Christians is just a given. If you say that, then the same can be said fairly, and should be said, about Islam. That they spread by conquer and by conquest, yes, okay, that's part of history. My philosophy says it's the same as anything else what I just described. You cannot distinct the one from the other. You cannot distinguish this as civilized and that one as religious zealots. That the spread of Islam came along is just a fact of history.